Well, I did it. I ended up buying it. Told myself I wouldn't do it, but what the heck. They had a sale on, so I got 20% off. And I love it. It's finally here. The bag I've been waiting for. So a while back, I mentioned I sold my Rush 72, which was the bag I used for overnight trips. And it just wasn't working for me. It wasn't right. So I started looking around for something lighter, better, and with more capacity. I found it. Osprey. It's upside down. Osprey. So I actually went with the Atmos 65 because I figured 65 was enough for me. I didn't really need any more. Less, just didn't want it. But 65 was perfect for me. And I gotta tell you guys, after getting this bag, I kind of love it. It's super light, quite a bit lighter than my other bag, my 72. All right, so we're gonna do a little weighing. I'm gonna use my scale. My fish scale, and I'm going to pick it up and see how much it weighs without the hood. 4 pounds, 7 ounces. Can you see it? 4 pounds, 7 ounces. Now I'm going to put the hood back on. Quick and easy. 4 pounds, 13 ounces. 4 pounds, 13 ounces. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's pretty dark. I wish this thing had a light on it. Three and a half ounces. Interesting. The material is a, give me a second, 100D by 630D nylon. So really tough stuff. That's actually the only note I got on here. The rest of it says I didn't write notes. So let's put that away. Now the really amazing thing about this is that it's just really, really light. Now there's some downfalls that come with it being really light. It is nylon, so water does soak right through. And the downside is it does not come with a rain cover. Why? Why doesn't it come with a rain cover? Every bag for hiking and trips like this should come with rain covers. But I bought one anyway. I'll show that to you guys later. So being nylon, it is not really great with water, so water will soak right in. So you will need some sort of rain cover, especially with the type of rain that actually happens around here. It gets pretty harsh, pretty rough, pretty fast. So it really comes down. Let's get into it. Okay, so I'm not going to bore you guys with all the typical stuff that most reviews do because I'm sure you've seen a ton of reviews on this bag. It's been out for about a year and a half, maybe 2 years, maybe more. So it's been around for quite some time, so you don't really need all those details. I'm sure you've heard them before. If you do need to see that, then I'll link some information down below. But I'm going to talk about the bag and what it's like to wear it and how it feels, how I'll be using it, and whether or not I recommend it. So starting off, the first thing I do when I look at a bag is compartments. I like compartments, so I want to see how many compartments there is. Let's take a look at this one. First off, you got the bottom one here, which is actually for your sleeping bag. However, I will probably be using this for lenses, my camera, and some other stuff. I'm going to take another small bag and actually like a camera bag, stuff it in here, and that's where I'll stuff all my gear. So I'll be using this for that and maybe some socks and stuff like that. But I like to change my socks. Wet feet, not fun. So that's one compartment. Two, along the sides. So you got a pretty long bag pocket that actually goes all the way down from here to here. So plenty of room. Now, in here, I actually stored, I myself stored like some food and some stuff to start fires with, some basic stuff just to kind of, when I get to my campsite, I can actually grab this, pull it out, and start making my first meal or whatever I need to do. So that was 2 bags, or second pocket. On this side, we have our third pocket. So I'm gonna unlatch this here. So this pocket is actually identical to the other side. So from here to here, good size. Will it fit a machete? No. Inside the section here, there's actually little, on both sides, there are little stretchy things for your ice picks or your walking things. What are they called? Those walker things. So you can actually use this to store that away pretty quick. That's pretty neat. I'll probably be using this for like camera tripods. I think it'd be perfect for that actually. So I'll probably be using that for tripods because right below it there is a water bottle, which is actually pretty good size and it stretches pretty well. And it's fairly easy to reach, so it stretches really easy. A little water container, both sides. So that's it for that. There's nothing on the bottom except for sleeping bag or a little connection here for something else. Yeah. I actually do wish there were some little pieces down here where you can actually attach other things because I kind of like to carry my tent down below, so it'd be really neat to be able to do that. Not a big deal. I can probably sew some patches or some stuff on there and make it work. So, not a big deal. I'll probably, actually, I will be doing that. One more piece in the front. You got a little compartment here. This actually is probably good for like a jacket or some light stuff that you need right away. On top of that, we have our main compartment. So the main compartment, I wasn't used to these little things here. I'm not a big fan of the drawstring thing, but when I actually used this, I thought, oh, well, that's kind of clever. I kind of like that. So you do just pull this and it actually tightens up, and to let this loose, you actually grab this tab and it pulls this piece up and loosens this and just pulls right out. So it's kind of neat. Now, in the main compartment, separating the main compartment from the sleeping bag, there is a little, I don't know if you guys can see it there, but there is actually a separation. It's not much. It's actually being held together by a few little clips. So you could actually take those out, fold it up, and it'll just be one long bag. So you can actually access it from both sides, which is kind of neat, actually. So depending on the trip, you might want to do that. Now, one more piece on the inside is the H2O bladder holder. So there is a bladder holder in there. I did use my Camelback bladder in there, and it worked out pretty well. See if I can show you guys. It is not easy doing this. So there is a bladder holder here. You just pop it in, and it actually holds right here. Clip it in, so not bad. There is one other zipper up top. By the way, I brought every light I had in the house, and I brought it out to the living room so I can actually film this because it's pretty dark and cold. It's like somebody turned on the air conditioner outside. Texas is freezing. So this piece actually is to access the metal frame, which is freaking amazing. So there actually is no little latch on this Y2K zipper, so it doesn't open. You can open it, but it'll take a little work, which is probably good because if it was easy to open, I would have probably opened it already and kind of ruined the bag. So, yeah. Speaking of zippers, Y2K, really tough zippers, but I really, really love these little hooks because if you had gloves, I went out to Colorado with this and I had my gloves on and I could easily open and close these pockets. It was really great. I loved it. Last but not least, the very top, the cover. I believe they call this the hood. I don't know why. Well, I guess I kind of get it. But the hood actually has two zippers. One, two. So this pocket, you know, you can open it up and stuff things in there, and then it got some other separation there. Speaking of which, I have my little fishing scale, so we can weigh this. Now, personally, I actually put my wallet, keys. It does actually have a little latch here for the keys. I put some food in here, some snacks, and some stuff that I just want to be able to access pretty easy. First aid kit, also some campfire stuff, and some liquor. Yeah, some whiskey. So this is actually a pretty large bag. However, if you're going for a short trip and you actually don't need the hood, you can take it off. There are two little latches in the back. Pop the latches. And the hood comes off. So you don't need that. And to cover this, once it's all zipped up, you can actually use this little flap. And that flap actually will connect to these little clips here. So just like it connects to the hood, you can actually connect to this and it'll hold it together. So it's not so big. The reason why I actually decided to go with this bag over the Aether, which is also another bag that's pretty amazing. It goes up to like 70 or 75 liters, which is freaking awesome. But I had to decide, do I want an extra 5 liters or do I want this? They call it the anti-gravity, which is kind of a ridiculous name, but I get it. The reason why I get it is when I first went to go try this bag on, let me jump on the other side here. When I first went to go try this bag on, I opened this up and it actually hugs you. As you can see, the netting, it kind of wraps around the top here, the bottom. It really, really does hug you. So it pushes these things closed. So you could almost put this bag on without actually putting anything on, except for the belt, and not even tying this, and it'll hold itself up on your back, which is really cool. Nothing better than this bag. That is my favorite part of it. Of course, going up, got a little more venting. So it does kind of push up against, you obviously push this up against your body for the weight, but it holds back just enough so you can actually get some air, and it's really comfortable. These hip belts really, really do help. I bet you're probably wondering if your cell phone fits in here. That's usually what people want to know. So here's my cell phone. You probably have one similar size. This is a Note. It does fit in there without a problem. It's a little snug, but not a problem. Yes, your phone will fit. All right, so the really neat thing about this is it's completely adjustable. So here's the great thing. Once you buy this, now what I recommend is definitely go to REI. Even if you don't buy it from them, go to REI and try one on. What they'll do is they'll actually measure you. They'll put this what do you call it? This little measurement thing on you. They'll ask you where your bones are, your hip bones. They'll wrap it around that, and then they'll ask you to kind of bend over and tick. No, just kidding. They'll ask you to bend over, and they'll measure to one of the bones in your neck, and they'll tell you whether you're small, medium, or large. These bags do come in different sizes. So the sizes are how long your torso is, so the weight can actually really be distributed and it holds up fine. So there are a few different sizes. Now within those sizes, I was actually a large because I'm a pretty tall dude. If you're chubby like me, this actually opens up and you can actually pull this out. So you can actually extend that. So you can actually wrap it around a little further. Now if you're a little bit taller, there is actually a way to adjust it. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. So to adjust that, all you do is, there is a red lever here. You pull it and then you can actually adjust it up and down. So that's how you actually get this right. Now, when you're at REI, have them measure it and have them help you kind of put one together so you can kind of see where it's at. And if you don't buy it there, you know, at least you know where to adjust it or where to leave it. But man, is this comfortable. I've had lots of bags in my day, and I'd have to say this is probably my favorite to wear. I don't even feel it. So let's talk about adjustments. So here's the idea of this bag. The idea is pack everything in there as tight as you can. Once you actually have it in there, you cinch it all together so it's compact. You want to keep the weight kind of towards the middle of the bag, even a little bit above. Not below and not too high, because you want to keep it centered and right up against your body. Now, here's the idea after that. Once you actually got your pack packed, there are several adjustments that go onto you. So first adjustment, your waist belt. This is going to carry most of your weight. So you want it to be right on your hip bone, and then once you got it on, tighten it up. Then you'll feel this come pretty loose. As you can kind of see, it's loose, the bag's nice and still. Once you have that, take these, pull them down towards you. That'll lock it up right by you so there's not too much wiggle. Once you actually have that, you want to pull the bag towards you. So these are the actual straps. These are the actual straps. You pull that towards you, and then you're ready to go. This is nice and snug. I don't feel the weight, not one bit. I could easily carry 40 to 50 pounds on this all day long and not stress. Last time I did that with a bag, my shoulders were red for 2 weeks. It was pretty bad. With this, there's a little bit of play in there. You don't really feel it. So I can go on for a lot longer. If you're not in any rush to get it, or you have a trip coming up later this year and you don't have it yet, I would just wait for a sale, because they do go on sale, I want to say maybe 2 or 3 times a year. So if you have time to wait, definitely wait for the 20% off. It's worth it. Typically I worry about like walking through stuff and hitting things with my bag when I'm crawling through the trees and stuff. I didn't worry too much about this. This is a big bag, but for some strange reason I wasn't really too worried. So real quick, one more thing. I'm a machete guy. I'm not really much of a axe guy. I also don't really care too much about those saws. I know they work great. Brute force, baby. Brute force. So I've been looking for a way to kind of put this on the outside, and there just really isn't. It doesn't hold on well to this loop. It's just a little awkward. You know, down this backside, it might work a little bit, but I don't know. Just something's kind of off about it. So you just have to kind of walk around with it in your hand. People don't mind. So do I recommend it? Yes, I absolutely do. This thing is amazing. I really do love it. It fits perfectly on your back. You don't feel the weight too much. It's got plenty of ventilation. I could easily walk with this for quite some time and not even worry about it. So I do recommend it. Probably the best bag I've ever had. Even with all this extra storage, it's still lighter than in my Rush 72. So I'm pretty happy. I'm gonna go explore a little.